Vienna is a great place to visit, especially for writers, poets, philosophers, visual artists, and musicians. In these streets around here, in these houses, live the likes of Haydn, Mozart, Schubert, Beethoven, Brahms, Mahler, and Schoenberg. And being here reminds me of how much I would like to know about their lives, their times, and their music, how much more I would like to know than I do now. And it gave me the idea for this particular cello talk, which is about musical knowledge, how to get it, why it's important, and how to use it. I believe that our most important responsibility on stage is to represent the composer, to accurately and compellingly communicate through our performance what they wanted to communicate through their music. You have to be like a professional actor who actually becomes the character that they're playing. So it's not really about yourself, it's about the person who wrote the music. It's helpful to know, for example, in what kind of environment did the composer live? What was their basic personality? What were their musical priorities? And what were their backgrounds and influences? If you know just this much about any composer, you will find it easier to make interpretive decisions. You know, in a rehearsal, if somebody asks you why you play something a certain way, it's never good enough to just say, it's because I feel it this way. Your reasoning for a musical decision has to come from a much deeper knowledge of where that music came from. It will help you to bring a different character to every piece of music that you play by every different composer. You know, you can challenge yourself by perhaps simply asking yourself about maybe a group of 5 or 10 composers these 4 questions that I mentioned before. In what kind of society did they live? What was their basic personality like? What were their musical priorities? And what were their backgrounds and influences? If you know these answers, if you can answer them in one simple sentence, I promise you, you'll have a better basis upon which to make musical decisions. As we approach the 100th time we meet like this, I wanted to leave you with a little knowledge that takes you well beyond the idea of cello talks into becoming a better and more complete musician.